Track 111. A.
Lake,
B.
river,
C.
mountain,
D.
field,
E.
snow,
F.
water,
G.
cliff,
H.
island.
Track 112. Is the story real? In 1951, a British explorer, Eric Shipton, was climbing in the Himalayas, south of Mount Everest. He wasn't exploring alone. There were several climbers and Sherpas with him. They weren't climbing that day, but they were walking through thick snow on a mountain 6,000 meters high when they saw a line of footprints. They followed the footprints for 500 meters. The footprints were 33 centimeters long, 20 centimeters wide, and a few centimeters deep. It wasn't a bear. The footprints were much too big. The Sherpas said the animal usually lived in the forests and didn't often come up into the snow. Their name for the animal was the Yeti, or the wild man of the snows. People still come back from the Himalayas today with stories of seeing the Yeti. Track 113.
My brother was riding his bike. My dad wasn't working in the garden. Were they climbing in the mountains? Were you looking for footprints?
Track 114.
Loch Ness. 1. Loch is the Scottish Gaelic word for lake. Loch Ness is in the north of Scotland, not far from Inverness. The loch is 230 metres deep. It's the second deepest loch in Scotland, 36 kilometres long and nearly 3 kilometres wide. There's more water in Loch Ness than all the water in all the lakes in England and Wales. That's a lot of water for something to hide in. 2. The weather around the loch changes quickly. 1 minute it's sunny, the next it's cloudy, the next there's a bit of rain, and then it's sunny again. It can be a windy place too. Clouds move quickly through the sky, and on sunny days, the clouds make shadows on the water. It's easy to think you see something in the water. When it's foggy, the fog sits on the loch, and it's possible to think you see things then too. 3. The story of the Loch Ness Monster, or Nessie, started about 1,500 years ago. Then, people called it a giant water animal. In the 1930s, a new road beside the loch brought more people to the area, and more people started to see more strange things. In fact, over 1,000 people think they saw a strange animal in the loch. There are several photos of some of the strange animals. Could any of them be Nessie?
Track 115.
My friend Ollie and I were on holiday in Scotland and we were camping in a field near Loch Ness. I was hoping to get a photo of Nessie, the Loch Ness Monster. I know everyone wants to take one, but you never know. So, that morning, it was a Wednesday, I remember, I woke up first. It was early. It wasn't raining, but there was fog over the water. I was sitting and watching the loch. The fog was getting thinner and thinner, and then I could see across the loch to the trees on the other side. Suddenly, I saw something in the water. Nessie, at last! The Loch Ness Monster! I shouted to Ollie to bring the camera. "Right, just a minute," he said. "Quickly," I called. By the time he arrived with the camera, it was foggy on the loch again, and we couldn't see anything. Slowly, the fog got thinner, and I was ready to take the photo. "Look, Ollie, can you see Nessie?" I said to him. He laughed. "That's not Nessie," he said. "That's a duck." I know Ollie didn't believe me, but I'm sure I really saw something that morning.